Hey guys, hello everyone, and here's wishing a very happy Ugadi and a happy Gudi Padava to all of you. I hope you've all been enjoying the festivities. Yes, by staying home and staying safe. So here comes today's edition of Story Time with Yamini. Ready? So today I'm going to have a very small story. I thought we've been having slightly longer stories in the past 3 days. So let's do a shorty today. Yeah. So some days ago, I had this student of mine who kept getting very frustrated that she was not able to, achieve the goal that she wanted. She was not able to get the kind of marks that she had wanted for herself in the exams. And I had another student of mine, another child whom I knew, who, yeah, the child was very smart and everything, but the child required a lot of encouragement to keep at it, keep practicing, keep doing, keep putting efforts in order to be able to be successful at whatever he was doing. So, looking at, a lot of us are like this, right? Sometimes we start something new and then the interest just fizzles out. Um, I remember I started learning Veena when I was, I think, about in my standard sixth or something. And I went for a couple of classes, but then, the working the strings of a Veena was proving to be very difficult. And then I just gave up. I never really tried there. Maybe I should, if I had continued, maybe there would have been a lot of other opportunities that would have opened for me. But that's what happened. So a lot of time people give up on, on a lot of things. So here's a story today based on this theme about, how should you give up and what will happen if you don't give up. So once upon a time, there was a small boy. Now, this was when, this was many, many, many centuries ago, or maybe thousands of years ago, during the time when children used to go to Gurukulas to learn from their gurus. There were no schools where children go in the morning, come back, and they have different periods and they have different teachers coming for each subject. It was not like that. So during those times, the children had to go when they came of age. They had to go to the Gurukula. They had to stay there. They had to learn from their guru, and also they had to do other works in the Gurukula. So the work in the Gurukula was usually divided, amongst all the children. So there were some children, a group which would be assigned to take care of the cows. One group would be assigned to take care of the cleaning, all the, jhadu puncha of that place. One group would be assigned to taking care of the cooking. Like that, all the responsibilities would be divided. So this boy, about whom we are talking today, he also was sent off to this Gurukula. And he went there, he started learning, and the days passed on, and his guru noticed that the boy was not making any progress at all. The days they wore into months and then into years, but still the boy continued to remain in the same stage or progressing very little and not really able to catch up whatever the guru was teaching. And the boy also seemed to be getting, realizing that, and he seemed to be getting very frustrated. Now, one day the guru called that boy, and the guru asked him, do you not want to continue here? What is happening? Talk to me. So the boy said, I don't know. I am doing whatever I can do. This is all I can do, and I'm giving all my efforts. Still, I'm not able to. I don't know when. I don't know what. Maybe it's not, I'm not cut out for all these things. So the guru thought for a while, and then he said, okay, so you do one thing. You pack a small bag for yourself. Okay, take some sattu. So sattu is this powdery kind of food that that's pretty nutritious, and people used to eat on long journeys. So you take some sattu and pack it off, pack some clothes and everything, and I want you to leave the Gurukula now. But I'm not asking you to go home, okay? I want you to leave the Gurukula, and I want you to go around. You can go wherever you want. You can go and roam in the forest, you can go to any other village, you can do whatever you want, but you will go around till you find out what is the secret of your education. Okay? What is the thing that will make you click? So it is something that you have to do for yourselves. So this is what you have to do. So don't return till you do not get the answer. And when the time is right, I will come and call for you. Otherwise, you keep continuing this one. So it was a very open-ended project, right? And very vague. But those days, the children wouldn't question whatever the guru said. They would accept it. And since Guru had given this order, the boy, although reluctantly, still he took all his things, he packed some sattu for himself, and he made a bundle and he put it on his shoulders and he set off. Far and wide he roamed. Some days he spent in the jungle studying, all the animals and the plants and the birds around, trying to find out, is there something I'm supposed to learn from this koel? Is there something that I'm supposed to learn from this big banyan tree? Then, when he couldn't get any answers, he went off to a village and he went around observing the people. Then, from there, he walked off to another village and then to another, sleeping in under trees or sleeping in some temples, getting alms from people and eating whatever people gave him. So that is how he spent his days. And slowly, there was no solution that the boy was able to see. And he was becoming more and more disappointed by the day. One day, the boy, he was again roaming around, near some village, and the dejection, the depression, and the disappointment, it seemed to overwhelm that boy so much that he went and he sat near a well. He could not carry on more and he started crying. I cannot go. He kept on, the tears started pouring from his face, from his eyes, and streaking his face. And he sat there for a long time, not knowing what to do now, not knowing where to go. Should I return back home? Should I go back to my guru and tell that I have been unsuccessful? If I go home, then people were going to laugh at me. He didn't know what to do. And as he sat there, his eyes fell on the rope that was hanging on the wall, on the well. So, the rope and the pulley that usually we have in wells, one end tied to a bucket so that you can fetch the water from underneath from inside the well. So, this boy's eyes fell on the rope. It was a nice, thick rope with a lot of strands intertwined. And that rope, It was going around, it was limply lying on the wall of the well. And as he looked closer, he saw that there were markings on the wall of the well. Now, those markings, he, he immediately understood that those markings could have been made only by that rope. Okay, but it was something that amazed him. Uh, this much wide rope with very small, tiny, thin, narrow strands, all put together, of course. Now, this rope had caused so many marking and scratch marks, and it had almost, carved out some portion of the wall on the wall that was surrounding the well. How could that be possible? That wall was something. It was made of stone. The entire wall had been built out of stone, and this rope had etched and carved on that stone. Now imagine the strength of a rope and the strength of a stone. So now this rope had done this to the stone. So the boy just couldn't wrap his head around this, and he wondered, a small rope can do this? These tiny strands have been doing this. Just then, an old man passed by, and the old man saw this boy sitting there and thinking deep. So the old man also came and he sat near him and he asked, "What are you doing here, my dear boy?" So the boy, he expressed his wonder and he expressed his confusion to this old man. He said, "I just don't understand how a rope that is made up of so soft strands, so thin, those thin strands of, of fiber, how could this cause such a damage to a stone?" So the old man said, "My dear boy, do you think this happened in one day?" Uh, the boy thought and he said, "No, I don't think so. Obviously, no, one day it doesn't seem to be possible." So the old man said, "Yes, you're right. This is not something that happened in one day, but this is something that happened over a period of time. Over a period of time, whenever the rope brushed up and down against that stone, each and every brushing, each and every movement caused by the rope made some mark there, starting with tiny, minuscule, etches which weren't even visible to anyone's eye. The rope kept at it, kept at it, kept at it, till over the time the stone started to carve away and the stone started to show those etchings and markings. So, as the old man said that, the boy seemed to realize something. Oh, nothing happens over one day, right? Or even for that matter, over 1 year or 2 year. I just have to give it time. And I just have to keep at it with the same force, similar to this rope which goes up and down, up and down, up and down with the same force. I cannot slacken my efforts. And if I don't, then one day I will emerge successful. Isn't that so? The old man just smiled. And the old man said, "You, my boy, have now found your way." And the old man went his way. And so the boy returned back to his master, to his guru, and he went and he recounted what had happened. And the master also said, "Yes, my dear son, This is what I wanted you to realize. Okay? Nothing is ever achieved in a short period of time, but that doesn't mean that you should give it up, give up hope. We have to keep working. Sometimes there'll be no goal in sight, there'll be no end in sight. We'll not know whether whatever we are working, if it is going to bear fruit or not, but still we have to keep working. You have to keep practicing. If you are a singer, you have to keep practicing. If you want to study well, you have to keep revising, keep practicing. If you want to dance, if you want to become a big dancer, you have to keep practicing your moves. So that is how the expression or the doha was born in Hindi. Karat karat abhyas te, jadmati hot sujan, रसरी आवत जात ते, सिल पर परत निशान. Now, that is the small story that I had for you today. As always, like, share, comment, and have a nice day. And let's meet again tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.